Hey child, welcome back to my channel. It is time for a pixie cut maintenance day. I had somebody message me and was just like, Faye, are you done with the pixie already? No, baby, I'll be in that gym 4 to 5 days a week. I'll be thinking about my hair because this is what it looks like with all the sweat. So I'm committed to looking raggedy 4 days a week. Weekends I touch it up, but I've just been busy, so I ain't had time, but I got time today. So anyway, y'all, not only does this look like that, this look like that, that look like that, but let's talk about the back real quick, okay? Because listen, what is this? What? It's been 2 months since my relaxer. It's time to touch up these roots. So that is what we'll be doing today. I'm going to do a relaxer touch up, and then I'm gonna do the mold, and then possibly do some curling. And I can't do the cut myself. That's something I'm not gonna do. Okay, I ain't that professional. We're gonna wait until I go sit in my cousin's chair. But in the meantime, let's start on his head. Now, I will be honest with y'all, my son is here. Ain't no telling how much longer I got until he comes tear the whole scenery up. So unfortunately, I'm probably gonna have to go to voiceover because he don't have no act right in his spirit. But until he get here, child, this looks. I got the hair yo because I don't like looking like that. We're gonna take some Vaseline and base our scalp and get ready for this relaxer. So I like to take mine in a pretty hefty amount. I'm gonna go around my hairline to protect my skin. Oh goodness, oh this feels good. Ew. And then I'm gonna go around my neck as well. And I know somebody like, Faye, you don't need that, but yes I do. Baby, I ain't gonna tear this skin up, and I know somebody's gonna be mad, Faye, you don't need a relaxer at all. I don't, but that's what I'm choosing to do because it's my head. Ha! As long as this pixie exists, this relaxer will exist. Now once it grow out, we can talk about it, but until then, I am now going along my scalp just to make sure that's protected as well. Baby, these roots, oh gosh, all right, time to get to these sides. Y'all, my nail, do y'all see? My nail can't get through that. You can definitely see 2 different textures. All right, let me keep going because I know somebody like, they don't take all that, shut up. All right, so that was an adventure. Hopefully the Vaseline makes it easier now to part once I start doing this relaxer. Now I ain't going about it as a professional. Y'all know, first of all, I'm not one. Secondly, I don't even care. Cause y'all know I got the spirit to chop all of it off in the first place. That it don't matter. But I'm gonna go off camera, prep the relaxer, and then we're gonna apply it. All right, we are going into voiceover mode because this toddler is toddling. So this is me preparing the relaxer. I pretty much mixed it off camera, but I was making sure there were no lumps attached. Now, I do want to let you know ahead of time, the video cuts off at a certain point. I didn't realize it, so I do apologize. But let's get into the actual process, and then I'll explain what happened later. So in the back, if you saw when I got my hair cut, I had a fade in the back. So all that I'm applying this relaxer to is new growth. That's the only reason I'm not being as detailed when I'm applying it, because it literally was shaped bald. There was nothing there. So shout out to me for growing some hair. Now, as I'm coming closer to the top, you'll see my application method. Y'all, I have short hair. It's gonna overlap at some places. I don't even care if it get over processed. What do? Cut it off. So here I am, just kind of doing a little part, taking my time because the new growth had kind of got tangled. And as much as I can feel, I'm using the popsicle stick or whatever you want to call it that came in the kit, and I'm putting it on the new growth only. And then I'm taking my fingers to kind of smooth the product onto the new growth. At a certain point, I will use a comb as well to kind of really help it to straighten. But right now I'm kind of focusing on application and using my fingers to make sure the relaxer is getting on the new growth. And I'm taking my time because it has been 2 months, and that type 4 was type 4 and it was overlapping, and I had to take my time. So again, I'm in the back just kind of separating out each row as best I can, applying the relaxer and then smoothing it, and then I do take a comb eventually to really work it through. Now this is me doing it up front to let y'all see it. I'm once again separating out some hair, taking the stick that comes with the relaxer kit, putting it as close to my new growth as possible. It's really hard to do this when you're on camera. You can be more precise when you're doing it at home, so don't be like me, be better. But I'm taking the relaxer, applying it to my new growth, smoothing it with my fingers, and then I'm eventually going with a comb. Now from the time the first drop of relaxer got into my hair, up until I rinsed it out was about 20 minutes. After the 20 minutes, I used a neutralizing shampoo that I purchased separately. It's from Motions. It's one of those color detecting ones. And I just kept washing until the pink turned into a yellow foam. So yeah, that's the entire process. I base my scalp with the Vaseline, apply the relaxer to my new growth. Try my best not to overlap it, but if it does, again, I don't mind because it's the Pixie, and I will cut it short if I need to. I smooth with my fingers, and then once it's completely applied, I use the rest of my time just doing some straightening with a rat tail comb, and making sure that I really straighten this out. From there, what else am I gonna do? That's pretty much it right here. I'm trying not to get distracted, y'all, because this y'all's internet nephew. When I say he has been on one, I mean literally on one. So anyway, this is just me spending more time showing y'all my smoothing process after the application. Taking a comb and going through. From there, like I said, I'm trying to fill in a gap because this boy threw me off. Oh, wash, condition, all of that per the instructions of the box. And then we're going to get into the actual styling. Boom, here we go now. I have the heat protectant that I love from Nexus. I'm going to apply a pretty hefty amount all throughout my hair, just making sure I'm doing the best I can to protect it. If something goes wrong, I'll cut it, but if not, you know, that's what we're aiming for. And then from there, once I have that applied, I'm gonna go into molding my hair. I have the Nairobi foam, and I'm gonna put a pretty hefty amount, and then if I need more later, which you will see, I will add some. So for me, I noticed that my hair looks the best once I get it as flat as possible. So I'm taking the rat tail comb and making sure I really smooth the back and the sides. And then I knew for the look I wanted more hair towards the front. So you'll see me eventually comb portions of the hair up to the front. I will get more mousse or whatever, but like I said, as long as you get that mold flat, you're good to go. So from there, once I realized I wanted a little bit of a part, I'm going to eventually comb the part out because I didn't want a hard part showing up. I just did this for the molding purposes. But once I have got it situated, I'm gonna take my neck strips and just really tie it down. You'd be looking real like you just had skull surgery or something. I'm gonna use a whole bunch of them and mold it as best I can, because again, the flatter you get it to lay, the better it is. So you can just kind of watch from here. I'm gonna catch my breath, go check on this boy, and then we'll get back to the styling portion. All right, so I have them completely applied. I wanted that up off my neck because it was irritating. From there, I'm gonna get under the dryer, a hooded dryer, and stay there until my hair is completely dry. It takes me about 30 minutes at this length. That's what I'm pretty much averaging. And then we're gonna get into the styling. So number one, I'm gonna get into a wax stick. This is gonna allow me to have some hold, but a lot more flexibility. I don't like crunchy hair in my pixie cut. I know some people like that pump it up, that spritz. I don't like that. I still wanted to have some softness to me. That just looks a little bit more polished and more feminine. That's the look I was going for. So I do a wax stick all over, and then I'm gonna take this, it says oil, but it acts like a serum, so I just do one pump. That's actually more than enough. This adds some luster, some shine, and it really helps to tame any flyaways. I just take one pump and massage it all throughout the hair. From there, I'm gonna get a rat tail comb and just kind of break up the mold and work the product through. So that's what you see me here doing here, just kind of combing it all over. And from there, we're gonna get into curling. That is where the video is going to go completely south because it cuts off. So here it's still kind of going. What I have noticed, because again, in the back, it was completely shaved and now it is there, and I don't have a mirror in the back. So what you'll see me doing is kind of just a pick it up method. If I could pick it up, I'm curling it. I didn't worry about doing it in any certain direction because I knew I was going to get a rake comb and just like blend it all together and kind of have it have that layered look. So I wasn't worried about twisting to the left or twisting to the right. I just was worried about, is this a piece of hair? Do it lift up? Is long enough to lift and I can curl and tuck it over? That's what we're gonna do. So that is what I'm gonna do all around the back and the sides. I didn't worry about being uniformed or anything like that. I didn't have to be like really meticulous because again, I knew I was gonna comb to blend, and I wanted a flatter look, so I didn't have to worry about doing super small sections. I wanted the back and the sides to be a little bit more flat, so I didn't mind picking up a bigger section of hair. So that's what you see me doing. Does it lift? Oh, I can curl it. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm doing the same around the sides. I did kind of part it just because it's way shorter in that area. That's just kind of the cut that I have. But if I could lift it, I could curl it, and that's just what I did. So that is what I'm gonna do there. And then towards the front, I'm going to focus on, because I knew I wanted more volume, I'm going to curl towards the front, the very front area, the bang. I'm not going to tuck it as hard, but in the back I will, because I did want more curls towards the crown of my area. I wanted more of a bang and then volume towards the crown. So that's what you'll see me doing there. Unfortunately, the video is getting ready to cut off, but from there, once I have the curls installed, the biggest thing is shaping. So once you have all the curls in, just kind of go in with your fingers, use your fingers as a comb and shape the hair. Just keep playing with it and put it in the shape that you like. And so I found that I wanted more volume, so I would lift my fingers and actually use the comb to lift up the crown area, and then I used a rake comb to comb down the sides, which y'all will see shortly. But again, the video is gonna cut off, which is why I'm doing a job of explaining it now, and I do apologize. I will give you a thorough styling video very, very soon. But this is what I'm saying. That's why I didn't mind my curls not being perfect, because I knew I was gonna lightly comb them out with the rake comb. And then I'm gonna do the same a little bit towards the crown, and I'm gonna work on lifting and just kind of placing the hair where I wanted to. And then eventually, after I placed it, there was a couple areas where I actually did a flip curl, just to make sure that it just had more volume to it, or just a shape that I like. So that is what I did for this particular video. I do apologize for this choppy ending. I actually had to use cell phone footage because my camera did me so dirty, but I'll be more detailed in the next one. So this was my relaxer touch up wash day. If y'all have any questions, leave them down below. I love y'all, Maki Dada. I'm out this piece. I'm so sorry again for this ending. We'll keep it cute next time. Okay, bye.